guys, Ripley Sartain with Wisconsin Wonder Gardens here. I'm in central Wisconsin right now at my parents' property, and I remember from years ago that this clump of brush right here, this is an elderberry plant, and I'm going to show you guys today how to propagate that so you can grow your very own elderberries at home. If you know of somebody who has an elderberry bush already, they're an awesome plant. You can make all sorts of jams and pies. They're also very good at treating cold and flu symptoms as well, and various other diseases that they have a great medicinal value to, which most people don't actually understand. So let's take a look at this branch here. If you notice, we got a split right here and then a split down here. What all I'm gonna do is go down. I have a node right there. You're gonna want to get a piece that is about either 3/8 of an inch to 3/4 of an inch, and just give it a snip, just like that. Now I'll place this thing on the ground and show you what else I'm gonna do. I'll take this and cut off the very bottom sides. See, we got those two nodes here, and we got this one here. So what I'm gonna do from here is scrape off a little bit of the bottom here, and then I will make a willow tea, a rooting hormone, because my parents have a willow tree here, and I'll also make a video about that too. But basically all you'll do is get that in the rooting hormone. You can either root it in water if you would like, or you can place it directly into a pot that has a nice mixture of soil. Now looking right here, what is this spot right there? Looks like it's not doing too well, no growth on it. So what I'm gonna do with that little bit too is snip it off. It's a nice little snip there. And so our finished piece looks like that then. Again, make sure that you're just below some nodes right here at the very bottom. So that's actually where the roots will start to develop from. All right, so the second way you can take a cutting, if you want a smaller little piece here, it's gonna root a little bit faster, but you won't have as many tines on the plant from the get-go. You just want to find a piece that is at least 6 inches long. You have some new growth on there, and then snip that right off. Snip this one right off here. And I'm going to repeat that a few times on this plant. I'll show you guys what I have. All right, so after going throughout the tree and getting several cuttings, this is what I have. It's a nice good bunch of them. All of them have some new growth on there. As you can see, we got a new growth there, and then new growth there, and then right at the bottom is the node where it will begin to root. And so I tried to duplicate that with all of them. We got a node there, a node there, and then our bottom rooting one. So you can do the same thing. Like I said, basically the difference between these and this one right here is just gonna be that you're gonna have more tines coming off of this one. It might take a little bit longer to root, but in the long term, you're gonna have about the same kind of results with it. Some people say that you should only take cuttings like this, but I don't see any reason why you wouldn't want to take a little bit of a mixture to see what you end up liking better in the long run. All right, so now we are inside with all of our elderberry cuttings that we just took, and I'm also in here with some willow cuttings that I just made a video of. And what I'm gonna do is show you guys a couple of ways of how to root these. So you're gonna take your cutting, and the first thing you're gonna wanna do is you see any kind of leaf or stem growing out from the bottom, just snap that off, and I would leave that one because it's about 5 inches up from the bottom. Then I have another growth right there, so I'd leave that one. But you basically will go through, snap that off, and this one I'm actually going to take these off too. But make sure you have at least one set of leaves growing out from there. You want one set of new growth from a node at least. You should prefer, I would prefer to get 2 if I can, but 1 will do just fine. So again, just like this one here, we got 2 way down low at the bottom, so I'll cut those 2 off. And then I got 2 right here, pretty close to the bottom, so take those off. And that leaves us with 1 at the top. That is just fine. So now what do we do with these now that they're prepared and the bottom portions of the leaves have been taken off and the new growth is gone from there? Well, what you can either do is set this into water, just like we did with these willow cuttings. But this one you would do a little bit more, do about 5 inches of water, or if you have a shorter piece, I don't know if I have any, no, not really. But if you have a shorter piece, like this size, what you would then do is submerge the elderberry cutting about halfway in that water. Just let that sit in the water for about 6 to 8 weeks, changing out the water periodically, and then you will have the roots begin to grow and you can transplant it into soil. The other way to do it is to take these and put them into water for about 24 hours, and from there just place them right into a pot of soil right away. So, you know, like I'm saying in these other videos, it kind of has to do with personal preference. Do you prefer to root them in water for like 8 weeks until they're completely ready to be put in soil? Or do you prefer to just soften up the bottom root base just enough to put into soil right away? Again, people have mixed results doing either or. There isn't really a pro or con to either one, except for if you put into soil right away, given that you have the right soil, the plant might take up a little bit more nutrients. But either way, they're gonna do okay, and you'll have an awesome journey with these great elderberry cuttings, just waiting for you to munch on them. Elderberries are a great plant to have around the house. They do look very pretty once they have blossomed and set a nice bunch of fruit. I think they're excellent, attractive plants for pollinators as well. So with these elderberries, they're not too picky. You can either root them in water, or you can root them in water and soil. So you guys decide on what you would like to do. It depends on what kind of a setup you have. Generally, if you have just water, you can root more of them in a smaller space instead of using soil. But besides that, you're gonna have about the same results either way. So that's the elderberry. Stay tuned because we're gonna have videos of these babies rooting out and growing and the whole process of how they begin to establish in our yard. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.